Hi, my name is Yu Cao. I'm a college student, and today I want to talk about white women are the best kind of women on the planet. So myself is from China. I grew up in China. I came to the USA for school in high school, sophomore year of high school. I was inspired by the women scene today, and also I am an active participant in the men scene today, whether it's dating, interacting, romance. I cannot show my face because of today's political atmosphere. I'm still in school and will face severe ramification. Also, a disclaimer, I'm just the messenger. Don't be mad at me. Today, the political atmosphere is overwhelmingly tribal. For instance, I, as a Chinese man, is supposed to like my own kind of women. I'm supposed to like East Asian women, right? And that's the only kind of women I should like. I am not supposed to like any women that's other than East Asian women. For whether it's white women, Indian women, Hispanic women, black women, etc. In that tribal thinking, I am not supposed to like them, right? I was not supposed to like white women the best, right? So my conclusion, white women are the best kind of women on the planet, is primarily based on their looks, their physical attributes, their face, their bodies. Because all women have women problem. For example, being emotional, being manipulative, being crazy. Those are all women problem, right? And if they all have women problem, why not pick the best looking then? Beauty is objective. It's not subjective. People always say that beauty is subjective. Even my dating coach, Mr. Locario, he can be found on YouTube. Even he agrees with that. Beauty is subjective. For what is 10 on the scale from 0 to 10 is a 10 to me, is not a 10 to another person. It might be 6 or 7 or even 3 or 4. What is beautiful for me might be totally unacceptable, like ugly to another person. And say I rate Megan Fox a 10 on the scale from 0 to 10, and another person may rate Megan Fox as a 0, just because the way she looks, that he just simply doesn't like the way she looks. The big lips, big eyes, the cheeks, the body. Some men don't like women with big boobs, big hips, long, sexy legs. Yeah, that is true, but beauty is objective. There are standards for beauty. For example, some common sayings today are people prefer symmetrical faces because that implies that this person is healthy. They're normal. People prefer lighter complexion than darker complexion. Men prefer women with big boobs, big hips, because those are signs of fertility. No matter, there are some standards to beauty, and these are just examples of them. However, the beauty standards are, white women happen to have the best on this planet, and these beauty standards are universal, cross-cultural, cross-national. Everybody on the planet agrees with it, and these are not taught. They're natural, something that you are when you're born. Even when you're little, So a personal example is that almost all men in China prefer white women. They pick white women among other women. If East Asian, Black, Indian, Hispanic women, they specifically pick white women. They don't pick black, brown, yellow women. They specifically pick white women, right? They have other options. They don't pick them. They pick white women, right? And you can go on these news apps and forums, and you have these guys' sexual fantasies, vulgar comments about these white women. They're like, ooh, this white horse is delicious as fuck. Ooh, I want to have some of these Western cuisine. Ooh, European American women are hot. Ooh, white women are good. It's very overwhelming, right? It's very, very overwhelming. It's everywhere. It's just a consensus, right? It's a consensus. It's not an opinion. It is not something up for debate. It's a consensus, right? So are these East Asian men, Chinese men, are they just crazy? Are they just nuts? That they don't like their own women. They go after other people's women. That's not supposed to happen, right? That's not supposed to happen. They're supposed to like only their own kinds of women, right? But it happens that they prefer white women among other women, among all the women, right? So that is something to think about. Why they go out of their own way to like a woman that is not of their own, is not of their own kind, right? And you know, it's a consensus. So people say, oh, it's just because the rarity of white women in China, because in China there's not much white women at all, many white women at all. They just they see it, they just, because it's rare, they're just like, ooh, we like it so much, this and that, just because something is rare, it's expensive, for example, the diamond, because it's rare, we give it a high price, right? Because another example would be truffle, right? Because it is rare, it's little, so we give it a high price, right? Truffle is expensive, right? Okay, well, you can say it, yeah, well, that has a point, right? That has a point, but doesn't that also say something? If you change the narrative, if you turn it around, it says, wow, these Asian men, these Chinese men, they go out of their own way to like some women that they never met in their real life, right? Because they don't see that many white women around, and somehow they just have a huge crush on them, have a huge obsession over them. Why? I mean, why are they obsessed with other women? Like brown, black, yellow. Why aren't they obsessed with them? Why are they just obsessed with white women specifically? And while they don't have access to those women, right? Right. That is something to think about. Maybe it's because they're so pretty. These white women are so pretty that these men, cannot help themselves to think that these women are the best looking women. Could it be that way? And the argument of they haven't got access to white women in China is getting less credible, because you can see white women, black women, brown women, yellow women on internet very, very easily these days, right? Yeah, so the accessibility is really not that much of a factor anymore. Right? So men have an internal standard for beauty, right? You don't need to learn it. You don't need to be taught by it. You don't need a teacher to teach you that. You don't need a parent to teach you that. You don't need some culture to indoctrinate you, to teach you how to think. You just know. You just know it. When you see that white woman, you just, ooh, your dick starts to itch. You're stunned. Your thoughts went blank. Your eyes just wouldn't stop staring. Right? Okay, I'm gonna put two pictures side by side, right? And you tell me if you like this woman better or this woman better, right? I mean, come on, man. It's very, very obvious, okay? And you know, yeah. So I just wanted to put this knowledge out there and hope to clear up some of these misinformation, misconception, indoctrination, these brainwash, whatever. I want to see men make the best option, make the best choice for themselves, and that is white woman is the best for you.